I'm Bambi Francisco for Vader TV, the network for innovators. Well, large cap internet stocks are up about 35% this year. What's driving them higher? Mark Mahaney is here to give us some answers. He's an internet analyst at Citigroup Global Markets. Mark, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Bambi.
What is driving this group higher?
Yeah, well, one, we had an easy setup because if you remember, the stocks looked pretty poor last year. eBay, Yahoo, and Amazon all corrected as much as 35% last year. So this was the setup. You had the secular growth in online advertising and e-commerce, still pretty strong. Advertising up 26-27% in the U.S. this year. E-commerce up 20-21%. So that's condition number one, necessary condition. Secondly, is you did have multiples a lot lower going into this year than last year, so it was an easier valuation setup. Third, you had some margin expansion in the group. You had major R&D projects. Was it Project Panama for Yahoo, Amazon trying to develop a digital media, music, video solution last year. eBay was spending a lot to defend PayPal against new competition from Google. So you had a big R&D cycle in 2006, so you have some margin relief this year because of that. You also had some share buybacks this year. eBay, for example, is buying back more than $2 billion of its stock. And finally, for the large cap names in particular, very significant international exposure. As you well know, Amazon, eBay, Google, they're doing 50% of their revenues from outside the U.S. Investors are a little bit cautious about the U.S. consumer. Well, play these stocks. Investors looking for FX advantages, foreign exchange advantages, well, look at these stocks. So all of those things have kind of come together to really create a great year for the internet stocks to date.
Okay. Google hit a high of $625, and you've got price targets out there, $735, $710. They're reporting October 18th. Will the report help drive the stock higher?
Yeah, so we clearly have some expectations rising for this name. And like Google every quarter, it's extremely hard to know what the exact number is. There's not a lot of visibility into it. Clearly, there's a relatively high whisper out there. Our call here is that we don't expect the stock to trade up on the results. We don't see a missed estimates. We see relatively strong results, but we don't have the conviction that you're going to see the kind of beat and raise quarter that you need from Google for the stock to trade up immediately on the results.
Okay, so you don't see it hitting a new high by the end of the year?
We could see that. Now, I'm just not off the September quarter results. Now, then we're gonna pause for a little bit. We could well pause with the stock for a while, and then what do we have? We have the December quarter and then the March quarter, the two seasonally strongest quarters for Google. So there could be some interesting momentum going on just in terms of the seasonality for those two. And then at some point we're going to start focusing. The valuation frameworks are going to move forwards, and people are going to think about what are the new product cycles for Google. And there's two that are coming on. They're going to take a while to be material, but they're definitely large opportunities long term. First is video and display advertising, and YouTube is going to generate maybe 100 to 200 million in revenue next year. But this could be a couple hundred million, 500 million and above in year 2 or year 3. So people will start getting excited about that if they execute right. The second one is mobile internet. And this is still somewhat amorphous, but clearly Google is making throwing a lot of R&D investment resources, money into this space, as are a lot of the other companies. And if there are signs that mobile internet can be significant for these companies in terms of maybe e-commerce, clearly advertising and search, you're talking about another large driver, large growth engine. Now, not in 2007, probably not in 2008, but maybe in 2009. And the markets at some point, if they see signs of success, will discount that. That will likely take the shares higher.
Google just bought DoubleClick. Well, this year, that was its acquisition this year. Do you think that'll go through?
Hard to say. We think it's likely that it's going to go through, but there's major players. We're probably not going to know. This may drag out for 6 to 9 months.
Okay, so Google, Yahoo, eBay, Amazon, big players. They've been acquisitive. Yahoo's been acquisitive. There are a lot of companies on Vader that are probably looking to these big cap internet companies possibly to be acquired. What are these companies, what are the big cap internet companies looking for, or are they looking, which ones the most acquisitive?
So it depends by company. I mean, Google extremely well. Almost all of their acquisitions have been small technology tuck-in acquisitions. They're looking for those R&D shops that help them maybe expand into video, maybe help them expand into mobile. I think mobile's been a major area of acquisition, M&A activity. by Google. So I think you could expect more of the same. I wouldn't expect a big content acquisition by Google. They're not out there looking for the next online health network to buy for the content. They'll be looking for the interesting apps or the technology. Yahoo is really in a business now, it seems, of just doing everything they can to protect and defend their display advertising business, those banner ads, the video ads. So they're buying display ad networks. They bought Blue Lithium, they bought Right Media. They may look to do more acquisitions like that. eBay, the acquisitions may well be more international in focus. Maybe they'll be looking to build out more in terms of Eastern Europe. I think is a very reasonable guess as to what they would buy, a geographic area where they may look to buy. And Amazon. Now, Amazon, we haven't had a major acquisition out of Amazon in ages. I can't think of when the last one we had, so maybe we'll see something out of Amazon. I don't know what it is. They're very much of an invented here company, but who knows? Maybe they'll step outside of that. And clearly, they've got a huge structural challenge facing them because 60% of those products they sell are all those CDs and DVDs you and I get in the mail from them. Well, in the future, we're going to decreasingly getting stuff through the mail, and Amazon's built for mail. They need to be better built for digital. That may be where they see acquisition activity by them.
Speaking of Amazon, we use Amazon EC2, and they have a lot of services for companies. Is that a big part of or will that be a big part of Amazon's strategy?
It seems like it's a big part of their strategy. Is it going to be a big part of their P&L in the future? It's hard to. We're skeptical for now that it really can be. One is that is offering storage to companies. That can be a very quickly commoditized business. Now they're very good at service. Amazon's always been very good at products, but we're talking pretty razor thin margins here. So it's I know it's great for the investment community, great for the startup community. From the public market perspective, looking at is this the next big opportunity for Amazon? I think skepticism is warranted.
Just last question about eBay and Skype. So what were the expectations around Skype, and what are they actually delivering in revenue?
Yeah, it seems like the people who are the last people to acknowledge that maybe Skype wasn't living up to expectations, eBay. So I think the public, it's interesting when the day that they announced that they were writing down the value of Skype, stock traded up. I think the market, maybe the day after they bought Skype, the market said, we don't believe it. I think eBay at the time traded down 5%. So look, Skype is generating revenue. It's going to do something on the order of approximately $300 million this year. Now, that's all, a telecom business. They're getting paid per usage. That may well be going to zero. The question is, are there other ways they can monetize it through advertising? Can they better integrate PayPal into Skype? They have this Skype Send service where this is going to be the Western Union service on the internet. Potentially, you can use Skype to send money back and forth internationally. That could be a home run, but well unproven. And I think the bottom line here is Skype has underperformed expectations. I think the market kind of quickly figured that out. I think eBay was a little slow to figure that out. We'll see. It's still still has huge global presence. It seems like you can, if anything comes out of good at this point, it's probably positive.
What's your estimate for YouTube's revenue this year and next year?
This year, tens of millions, maybe. Next year, we think at best case, 100 to 200 million. Call it 150 million.
Okay. Last question. Do you think Facebook will go public next year? Or be sold?
Don't know. Okay. That seems like the burning question. But
okay. Thanks very much, Mark. I've been speaking with Mark Mahaney. He's an internet analyst at Citigroup. I'm Bambi Francisco.